While the old powers in the West are kind of tied up, dealing with their own issues and putting up walls, something else is happening. Something huge. What we're seeing isn't just a minor adjustment, it's a profound structural realignment of the entire global financial order. The world we've known, the one built around the dollar, well, it's fading, and a new landscape is emerging, with one country right at the center of it all. And that quote, it just nails it. This is a tectonic shift. See, China isn't just playing the game anymore. It is actively and pretty brilliantly architecting the future of that game. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain and look at that very blueprint from their long-term economic strategy all the way to the cutting-edge digital yuan to really understand how China is building itself into the undisputed financial powerhouse of this century. Just look at this headline for a moment from South China Morning Post. This is the story behind today's video. Hong Kong tipped to be world's top financial center amid global yuan expansion plan. National People's Congress Deputy Li Yin-Quan says Hong Kong to gain substantially from Beijing's push to internationalize yuan's reach. With that said, let's go straight to the intro. So here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll look at the foundational strategy, then the critical gateways for capital. After that, we'll get into the digital wiring for the future of finance, the innovation engine that's driving all this growth, and finally, how all these pieces are coming together to create a brand new world order. Okay, so let's start at the very beginning, with the foundation of this whole structure, the 15th five-year plan. This is their roadmap for 2026 to 2030. And let me tell you, this isn't just some dusty policy document. It is a powerful statement of intent. And right here, you see the massive difference in approach. I mean, while a lot of Western nations are caught up in these short-term election cycles and looking inwards, China is playing the long game. The entire focus is on high-quality growth and developing what they're calling new quality productive forces. Basically, that's just a way of saying they are laser-focused on building a smart, sustainable, and technologically advanced economy for decades to come. And the scale we're talking about is just staggering. This isn't just a number on a slide, it's the economic bedrock for this entire plan. A GDP hitting over 140 trillion yuan shows some incredible resilience. And yeah, you might see them adjust growth targets, but analysts are saying this isn't a retreat, it's a strategic pivot. They're choosing to focus on deep structural reform instead of just chasing speed. Okay, so with that foundation laid, let's turn to the gateway. Every grand design needs a main entrance, right? Well, for China's global financial architecture, that gateway is, without a doubt, Hong Kong. You have to understand this term superconnector because it's absolutely crucial. Under the one country, two systems framework, Hong Kong acts as this irreplaceable bridge. It's like the high-performance transmission for China's economic engine, perfectly placed to funnel global money into China's mainland innovation, and at the same time project China's financial power out to the rest of the world. And this chart, wow, it just lays bare the city's incredible dominance. It's not just a hub, it is the hub. A staggering 80% of all global offshore RMB transactions are processed right here. That gives Hong Kong an unparalleled influence over the international journey of China's currency, the renminbi. And believe me, that influence is being deliberately supercharged. By doubling the RMB business facility to 200 billion yuan, the government is making sure the city can handle even bigger flows of capital. It's a systematic upgrade of the city's financial plumbing, getting it ready for a future where the RMB plays a much, much bigger role. Alright, so we've moved from the physical gateway to the digital circuits. And this is where the architecture gets truly futuristic. Because when we're talking about financial technology, China is arguably light years ahead of the competition. So meet Project Ensemble. This is not some small incremental improvement. No way. This is a revolutionary leap forward. It's a brand new system for banks designed to handle something called tokenized deposits. Now, think of it this way. Instead of just moving numbers in an account, you're digitizing the actual money. This lets the value itself move instantly and securely, kind of like sending an encrypted email any time of day, any day of the week. So how does it actually work? Well, it's pretty simple. First, a bank's money gets converted into these digital tokens. Second, those tokens can be zapped between banks instantly 24/7. No more waiting for business hours or holidays. And third, and this is the big one, because the settlement is instant and final, it massively reduces the risks we have in our current financial systems. And this isn't just theory. Giants like HSBC are already using this tech for live transactions. Now, what's so crucial here is that this is not a test run. This digital ecosystem is being built out at a massive scale. We're talking about the world's largest digital green bond issuances, worth billions of dollars, already being settled with digital currencies like the ECNY and EHKD. This proves it works in the real world, and it shows an unmatched efficiency in slashing costs and settlement times. But look, this architecture isn't just about finance. All that capital, all that efficiency, it's being channeled to power a brand new engine of growth, one that's driven entirely by high-tech innovation. The strategy is all about targeted investment in the key industries that are going to define our future. This is an all-out push on AI, quantum computing, aerospace, and especially semiconductors. These aren't just buzzwords. This is the very core of those new quality productive forces we talked about. The goal? To go from being the world's factory to becoming its primary inventor. They're creating these self-sufficient high-tech hubs to pull in global talent and completely dominate these fields. Okay, so this is the final piece of the puzzle. Let's step back and see how all these components, the long-term plan, the super connector gateway, the digital wiring, and the innovation engine all connect to the rest of the world to create an entirely new global financial network. This is the Cross-Border Interbank Payment System, or CIPS. Just look at its reach. Almost 2,000 participants across 124 countries, handling a mind-boggling volume of transactions. CIPS gives countries and companies a real, efficient, and controllable alternative to the dollar-based SWIFT system. It lets them move money and avoid the geopolitical risks of the old system, like, for example, getting cut off by sanctions. And this brings us to the ultimate question that this entire incredible architecture is being built to answer. When you have a super connector like Hong Kong, a revolutionary digital currency infrastructure, and a parallel global payment system like CIPS, is the stage being set for the digital renminbi to challenge and maybe, just maybe, one day replace the US dollar? At the end of the day, what we are witnessing is the China advantage in full effect. This unique ability to combine absolutely massive economic scale with the surgical precision of long-term state policy. While much of the world reacts, China is meticulously executing a coherent, ambitious strategy. By expanding its currency's reach, perfecting 24/7 digital settlement, and fusing its financial power with its technological base, China isn't just rising, it is literally architecting a new era of global finance. And this architecture of ascendancy, well, it's being built right before our very eyes. So that's the blueprint for redefining global power. If you found this explainer valuable, do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives. But I really want to hear from you on this one. Do you think the digital RMB will actually become the world's main reserve currency? Let us know what you think in the comments. And hey, tell us what we should break down next. Thanks for joining us as we explore this architecture of ascendancy. We'll see you in the next explainer.